During the past 32 years of his working in CCRT, he has brought new dimensions to the functioning of CCRT. He's known for taking culture from classes to masses through his new initiatives such as Digital Bharat, Digital Sanskriti, CCRT Art Gallery and Kala Utsav, Sanskriti Heart dedicated to masses, Amrit Ratna, Azadi Ki Kahani series, among many others. He is associated with several socio-cultural NGOs at the national and international level, trying his best to propagate Indian art and culture among masses. He was awarded Rajbhasha Samman in 2021 by Ministry of Home Affairs, Government of India, and 38th Dr. S. Radhakrishnan Memorial National Teacher Award in 2022, also led by Akhil Bharatiya Swatantra Patrakar Evam Lekhak Sangh for his valuable contribution in the field of education and culture. In order to enhance the reach and impact of CCRT by way of developing linkages and networking with like-minded institutions, during his tenure, about 25 Memorandum of Understanding or MOUs have been signed with esteemed national and international level organizations. In the past, he's worked with esteemed institutions like National Public Cooperation and Child Development, NIPCCD, National Bal Bhavan, NBB, All India Institute of Medical Sciences, AIIMS, United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, and Association for Social Health in India in many different capacities. Today, he'll be telling us more about CCRT and some of the government scholarships, fellowships that are available for artists. Over to you, Rishi ji.
Thank you, Anvita ji, for your generous words. And namaskar to all the participants. I am representing here one of the very unique organization of Ministry of Culture, Center for Cultural Resources and Training. A few words about CCRT. It was established in May 1979, and the mission of CCRT was to link culture with education. Basically, when we had organizations like Sangeet Natak Academy, Lalit Kala Academy, Sahitya Academy, National School of Drama, the idea of starting an institution like CCRT was to bridge the gap between the system of education and the diverse, rich, living cultural traditions of India. This movement was led by Kamla Devi Chattopadhyay ji, who was pioneer in setting up all these institutions such as Central Cottage Industries Emporium, Craft Council of India, etc. Since 1979, CCRT is implementing two major schemes of Government of India on behalf of Ministry of Culture. The first one is to organize a variety of training programs for teachers, teacher educators, cultural and educational administrators based on linking culture with education. The second flagship program is awarding scholarships and fellowships to all those who are working in the field of performing visual and literary art forms. Of course, we'll speak in detail about the fellowship and scholarship schemes available for all of you for visual artists, but I would like you all to see a brief institutional video so that you yourself can explore where and how you can be associated with CCRT. So this is a brief institutional video, and
CCRT, Center for Cultural with headquarters in Delhi and regional centers in Hyderabad, Udaipur, Guwahati, and now Damoh, has been facilitating and promoting training, resource generation, research, documentation, production, scholarships in various fields of Indian art and culture since its inception in 1979. That CCRT has managed to undertake this eventful journey with humble beginnings and meager resources is remarkable indeed. As a principal mandate of CCRT, and year-round training for pre-service and in-service teachers, teacher educators, and educational and cultural administrators from across the country is offered offline, online, and in distance mode. This initiates and exposes them to the rich fabric of our cultural heritage through a range of activities. The idea is to create cultural awareness, to formulate culture-oriented teaching, learning methodologies, offer them a platform to directly interact with scholars and artists, and equip them with a variety of skills and training in creative activities that ultimately benefits young children. The theoretical study firms up the various traditional and philosophical concepts and aesthetics of Indian art and culture. Along with theory, hands-on experience help teachers imbibe the nuances and processes of different art and craft forms as a team, and then educate young students on how to synchronize their minds into harmony with physical creative skills. The practical classes are held through workshops under the guidance of artists and experts. After the orientation, specific thematic workshops are organized here under the supervision of Puppetry has been used traditionally in India as a popular means of communicating and transmitting knowledge about Indian myths and legends. Significantly, puppetry helps in developing imagination, creativity, and observation skills in children. CCRT provides a comprehensive and an integrated training in the preparation, manipulation, and production of such puppet programs for use in a variety of formal and non-formal teaching situations. In addition, workshops are held on themes such as role of schools in conservation of the natural and cultural heritage that aims to equip the participant teachers to develop a practical plan of action. Another workshop series focuses on integrating craft skills in school education while conforming with the national education policy that lays emphasis on interlinking education and culture to help children discover their language and to express it creatively. During the COVID-19 pandemic, programs have been organized in online mode to ensure continuity in their training. Refresher course is organized on a regular basis to get feedback from the teachers who have undergone training in the orientation course and workshop on role of puppetry in education. As a finale, their feedback is sought both formally and informally. This helps CCRT review the content, structure, and presentation for undertaking modifications while planning future courses. CCRT organizes summer camps for children. The aim is to bring heart and head, hand and mind into unison, offering them a rare experience and creative exploration while working with experts and artists.
अरे भाई, ये दोनों कौन थे जिन्होंने हमारा स्वागत किया?
CCRT is working with its chosen institutions to conceptualize a variety of activities. CCRT documents material on the arts and crafts of the country in order to enrich the content of the educational kit and provide teacher trainees and other research students educational material on the arts of India. CCRT publishes a range of publications as an outcome of extensive research and continued interaction and guidance from scholars and experts. These publications offer information on India's rich natural and cultural heritage and ideas on how to link culture with education. CCRT Library has a reference collection of books on religion, culture, art and education. Cultural Talent Search Scholarship Scheme at CCRT is aimed at providing facilities to outstanding talented children studying either in recognized schools or belonging to families practicing art forms for getting specialized training in various cultural fields. CCRT is implementing schemes for award of scholarships to young artists for the age group 18 to 25 years, junior fellowship for researchers and artists in the age group 25 to 40 years, and senior fellowship schemes for 40 years and above on behalf of Ministry of Culture, Government of India. A rigorous process is adopted for this purpose by central and regional selection committees. These scholarships have impacted the lives and careers of the artists immensely. Many child and junior artists are now grown up to be well established in their respective fields in the national and international arena, while some are even celebrities. Given the commitment for cultural education in all regions of the country, MOU has been signed between CCRT and NEC Shillong. CCRT is also collaborating with like-minded organizations to enhance the skills and cultural awareness of the teachers through the distance and online modes.
अमृत महोत्सव की गूंज है और लगातार इस महोत्सव से जुड़े कार्यक्रमों का सिलसिला चल रहा है। ऐसा ही एक रोचक प्रोग्राम पिछले दिनों दिल्ली में हुआ। आजादी की कहानी, बच्चों की जुबानी। कार्यक्रम में बच्चों ने स्वाधीनता संग्राम से जुड़ी गाथाओं को पूरे मनोभाव से प्रस्तुत किया। खास बात ये भी रही कि इसमें भारत के साथ ही नेपाल, मॉरिशस, तंजानिया, न्यूजीलैंड और फिजी के स्टूडेंट्स भी शामिल हुए।
Culture is a pattern for living. It is complex and it is abstract. It is also the dominant force shaping each one of us. As the fish in the water is unaware of the water, we are unaware of the cultural rules that dictate of interaction. We first need to understand ourselves and our own culture before we can attempt to understand others and their culture. CCRT is committed to facilitate this for you.
So friends, you must have enjoyed this institutional video. You must have seen that this is a unique organization which is working almost now for more than 42 years for propagation of Indian art and culture amongst not only school and college students, but among masses also. Now, keeping in mind that most of you are visual artists or practicing working in the field of visual art, Mandala, I would like to share a few schemes which are focused on the areas in which you are working. The first and foremost scheme, we name it as scheme for the award of fellowship to outstanding persons in the field of culture is meant for the age group 25 to 40 years and above 40 years. The senior fellowship is awarded for undertaking research-oriented projects. The applicant should provide evidence of her capabilities in undertaking the project. Every year, the number of senior fellowship awarded is 200, and the value of fellowship is 20,000 each per month. The artists in the age group of above 40 years can apply in areas like graphics, sculpture, painting, including folk paintings, and research work on traditional paintings, creative photography, etc. Then we have new areas related to culture, and the projects are sought in the fields like ethnology, epigraphy, sociology of culture, cultural economics, etc. The objective is to encourage analytical application of new research techniques, technological and management principles to contemporary issues in areas related to art and culture. General and theoretical macro studies are not considered under fellowship. The proposal should be innovative and application-oriented and preferably interdisciplinary in nature. The junior fellowship is meant for the age group 25 to 40 years, and here also 200 junior fellowships are awarded every year, and the value of fellowship is 10,000 rupees per month. Fellowships are not intended for providing training, conducting workshops, seminars, or documenting memoirs or writing autobiographies, fiction, etc. Besides plastic arts, we are providing these fellowship in performing as well as literary arts also. The idea is to revive some of our traditional forms of arts. While we award fellowships to outstanding persons in various creative fields, the scheme will cover artists in rural and tribal areas as well. In addition to providing the fellowship under junior and senior fellowship scheme, we have a provision for a publishing grant. It could be a one-time grant up to maximum of rupees 20,000 or 20% or 50% of the cost of publication, whichever is less, for publication of selected project documents. Of course, after completion of fellowship, we share the final report on our website as well as a kind of reference material for all those who are working in the fields. Like we have got some fellowship awarded in the field of Mandala also. Right now, I have got one complete fellowship, junior fellowship project by Ms. Deepa Govekar Gulia, connecting Vedic Mandala art, folk Mandala art, world cultures Mandala. So we are already providing a fellowship in this field also. And those who have not availed this benefit of Ministry of Culture, Government of India, they can very soon apply for this. There is a provision for applying online on the website of Ministry of Culture, www.indiaculture.nic.in, as well as the CCRT's website, ccrtindia.gov.in. We have cleared the fellowship up to 2022-23 year, and now for this current year, we'll be advertising for these junior and senior fellowship in the month of August. Then the link will be available for almost a month to apply for these fellowship. In case of fellowship, junior fellowship as well as senior fellowship, even the applicants who are employed can also apply, but they have to apply through proper channel, and a no objection certificate has to be enclosed with the application, where if they are selected for these fellowship, then they have to take leave from their respective organization. Under the senior and junior fellowship, awardees will submit a 6-monthly progress report also. On the basis of the very first report, the fellowship amount is released in advance, but the rest of the money is released on the basis of second and third and fourth report, which are evaluated by the expert committee. For the senior fellowship, there is no any kind of interview. We select the senior fellows, means above 40 years, on the basis of synopsis, which is submitted along with the application. But for junior fellowship, in the age group of 25 to 40 years, there is an interview taken by the expert committee, online interview, and once you clear the interview, then the fellowship starts. This was for 25 to 40 years, mainly the research-oriented kind of project, but we have scholarship for young artists also who are pursuing the advanced training in the field of performing visual and literary art. And this scheme is named as scholarships to young artists, and as many as 400 scholarships are awarded every year by CCRT, Ministry of Culture, in the age group of 18 to 25 years. Here also, we have, besides performing literary, we have visual arts like graphics, sculpture, painting, creative photography, pottery and ceramics, etc. And the duration of this scholarship is also for 2 years. Normally, there is no qualification required for this senior scholarship, but the nature of the training will determine each case after taking into the consideration for previous training and background of the scholar. Normally, it will be the nature of advanced training under a guru or master in a recognized institution. Each scholar will be paid rupees 5,000 per month for a period of 2 years to cover her living expenses on traveling, books, art material, or other equipment and tuition or training charges. As I said, candidates should be Indian nationals. They should have adequate general education to pursue the training effectively. They must give evidence of their desire to make the pursuit of their training effectively. But in case of visual artists, we have put a condition that the minimum qualification for visual arts is BFA or equivalent. Those who are applying for this advanced training, they must have undergone a minimum of 5 years of training beforehand with the guru or the institutes. In this case, for the scholarship for young artists, they are required to appear for an interview or performance or a test and before the expert committee. And once they get selected, then they also have to send half-yearly progress report, 6-monthly progress report, on the basis of which their scholarship is released. Now we want that this kind of art like Mandala must be shared with the children. There should be that kind of policy of catching them young. So we have another very interesting scheme, which is meant for the children in the age group of 10 to 14 years. And we named this scheme as Cultural Talent Search Scholarship Scheme. The CCRT is implementing this scheme since 1982, and as many as 650 new scholarships are awarded every year. Again, in the field of performing, visual and literary, all the 3 art forms. We have, out of this 650 scholarships, 125 scholarships reserved for the children of families practicing traditional art forms. Then we have 100 scholarships reserved for tribal culture. 20 scholarships are reserved for differently abled or Divyang children also, and 30 scholarships are reserved for creative writing, literary arts. This is a scheme. Once the child is selected, this goes up to 20 years of age, and after 2 years, the scholarship holders are called for the renewal test. They are also supposed to send half-yearly progress report through their respective guru or the teacher, instructor. They can take training from their surrounding if they have some good institution. The permission for selecting a guru as well as the curriculum for almost 10 years. If the child is getting selected in the age group of 10, the scholarship goes up to 10 years. So that approval is given by the CCRT, and then training is started. In this, the value of scholarship is for the scholar is 3,600 per year, and the total fee up to a ceiling of rupees 9,000 is reimbursed for the guru or the instructor also. So once, I must say, the scholarship starts at the age of 10. If somebody is taking interest in the field, then after 10 to 14, which is up to 20 years, then we have 18 to 25 scholarship for young artists, followed by junior fellowship, 25 to 40 years, and senior fellowship for 40 years above artists. I think Ministry of Culture is providing a lot of support for doing the creative work without the tension of any financial burden. This was the main idea of starting all these schemes. I'm sure that you all, in whichever age group you are, you will avail this facility. For this CTSS 10 to 14 years, I would like to inform that the application forms are still available on CCRT's website, and the last date for submission of the application for CTSS scheme meant for 10 to 14 years is 31st July. So those who are practicing in the field of, say, Mandala art, I would like to tell them that if they are having some children also who are taking training from them, or maybe from the such artist family, they can apply for this scheme on or before 31st July. So I think if any question is there, I can tell about your queries, reply your queries. All the information is available on CCRT's website in detail, as well as the application form.
Thank you so much, sir. That was indeed very insightful. I did have a question, a follow-up on that. So you mentioned for the age group 18 to 25, a BFA is a must in order to even apply. But for age group 25 and above, is there an educational qualification? Do they have to have an art degree? Or would an experience of X number of years or something like that, would that count even if they don't have a degree in arts?
See, for fellowship, there is a condition that we should have minimum graduation as the qualification. So that, because it's a kind of research-oriented project, and the fellows can write the report nicely. So that condition is there. But for traditional artists, that can also be exempted by the expert committee. For 18 to 25, of course, for visual artists, we have this condition of Bachelor of Fine Arts, BFA. But for performing and literary arts, we don't have any such condition. So mainly for visual art, this condition has been kept, keeping in mind that they are supposed to do the lot of not only the practical work, but writing work also. So this condition has been kept only for visual artists, BFA.
Right.
Other for rest of the schemes, there is no such condition.
Right. So I guess for the age group above 25, so 25 to 40 or 40 plus, would they still need to hold a BFA or an equivalent art degree, or any, like any graduation, any bachelor's would be okay in order to qualify?
Yeah. Any bachelor for the fellowship, but for specifically for the 18 to 25 age group, we call that scholarship to young artists. And that also, because this is a kind of advanced training in
Right.
that particular art form. So BFA is required for scholarship to young artists, 18 to 25. But for research work, this is not required.
Noted.
Means anybody who is working in the field of Mandala art can avail the fellowship without having a BFA degree also.
Right, right. Yeah, I think that's what I wanted to clarify, because a lot of us do not actually have a formal degree, but we've been practicing for a really long time. And, in terms of experience and the work, the kind of work that they do, that might sort of compensate for that. So I just wanted to clarify that. If there are any more questions, you can put them in the chat. But otherwise, I have put the links that Sir was mentioning, indianculture.gov.in and then ccrtindia.gov.in. You can visit these two links. Take a look at the forms. If you have any questions or concerns, I'm sure you can contact someone. There are a lot of contact information on the website as well. And as Sir mentioned, these fellowships and scholarships will be advertised in August. So you should keep a lookout for those. Thank you so much, sir, for taking out the time. It was indeed a very insightful session. I'm so glad that, we could hear about some of the schemes that the government is sort of trying to implement for cultural education at all age groups. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. And as I said, I am recording this session, so I will be sending this. And yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.